What's going on, people? Today I have the MECHA INVASION Devastator, the upside down Devastator, which is what it's been called by some. It is combined time, so let's just get into this.
Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
Here's the vehicle modes. Most of them are easier to transform into combined mode from vehicle mode, which has been historically been for most Devastators. So let's start with this guy.
Subscribe.
Since it's upside down, these are the feet. So let's get this. It's almost like going back. If it's pegged in, doesn't peg in great, but if it's pegged in, you gotta move it back so you can undo these feet. There we go. Move this down. And so you gotta get these things out. Always forget about these things because there's the tab there that kind of blocks it. So you just move these out like that. Both sides. Then you can move the legs down more. Oh, flip that in. Don't forget that. And then these things, you can just move them and kind of slide them in there like that. And there's a little tab in the side that tabs into. Over here again, move this down and kind of slide that like that, and then tab this into the side. Stays like that. Now with these, you can flip these, pull this, flip these, and then there's a little piece right here that you want to flip up like that, and you're creating the feet. Flip these, move this little piece up, have it like that. Now you can move this like this. Flip this all the way around. There's a tab there. It tabs right here. Go. Tab that there. Same thing here. Flip this. Engineering on this thing is really nice, especially because it's new. It is a little unsettling for me because Devastator's been one way for 100 years, but I'm not so stringent that I won't give it a chance. I do think it's kind of cool. They do something different. Here you are like this. Now you want to get this thing out of here, which I probably should have did earlier. You can move it down and it pegs into this hole here. But there's a hinge there that you have to hinge back in order to get it to peg in. And don't forget to turn this around. All right, you can move this in order to turn this around if you haven't did it yet, because it's facing this way. Back and get them pegged in. When you peg them in here, they should be close enough to peg together right there. Now for this, move this down, you flip this over, and these flip out as well. Then it's like this, and move it down like this, and eventually it's going to be these things, and all these are going to peg into the leg. Again, over here, move that down, show it like this, flip this back, these flipping up, and you're pulling this little piece right here out. And down. And down. this, if it's tabbed on underneath, move that. I'm gonna do this a little quicker. Oh, the other thing I forgot, to get his gun out. Here you go, right here. You can get his gun out. Same procedure. Get these guys. Get this out of here so you can get this out of here. A little bit faster. A little bit faster. Move this up there. Then you can move this. Like that. You can move this down, move this in, move this down, move this in, tab it on the side. It's almost exactly the same. You can move this like this. Get these like that. Move this, push this up, move it. Again, like this. You ain't gotta move this, move this, move this, and move this. We go like that, bend it forward, and tab it together. I'm gonna tab it a little better. Like that, bend it forward, tab it together. Then this one back up. So get this out of here and down. Jeez. Make sure these didn't move anywhere, and then like that, and then push these two together. And the arms are the same. Move that out. Move this out. Move this out. Like that. Move it down, down, and then eventually it's going to clamp on. So again, move this out, move these silver pieces out, up, move it down, move it over. It. I can always look on the box. But next two easiest are the arms. Not much to do. So you can untab this so you can get the elbow joint working. You know how that go. Put that in there, untab this. Fist is in here, so you move this. Move it around like that. Then you can open it up, pull the fist out. I think it's the right arm. So it's easy. You just got to move this thing where you can get where this is on the outside and you can get the elbow. And then you just move this down back together and these in there. You move the fist. Sure these are tabbed in good. This, you can pull his gun out as well. It's because all the guns gonna combine at the end. There's the port right there. This guy's next. Now you gotta do a little more to get his stuff out, but it's cool. Just pull this up. Take his gun out. You got to get the fist out of here. So you want to get his arms situated. Get them out. Flip this around. Elbow. Get this back together. There's tabs on the side of the fist after you pull it out that you can put together like that. There we go. Then just put this back. Easy peasy. Now for this guy, get the wheels out and you can move this up because eventually he's gonna move up here like that, and have a little piece in here. So I'll pull that piece up because it's gonna eventually tab in up here. Now let's get these legs right. Move this. Get his gun out. Pull this out. It's almost like you're going, maybe this guy would have been better from robot mode. I'm not sure, but it's not hard. So what you gonna do? You move this part needs to move around, so just move this around, or you gotta move the whole thing around. I think the whole thing has to move around like this. So these tires right here, you can fold these together, and I don't know, we're gonna see. So then we're just gonna turn this around. Now I can get these legs how you're supposed to, because you want them to be out more. And then you turn this around because you want these out to the side. So this is the only way I can with this forward. Like I said, I don't know if that's right. You know, it's kind of hard to tell in the directions sometimes, trying to do this stuff. Now there should be enough clearance where you can pull these up. So get this out of here, move these up all the way, and then that tab in the front tabs onto here. Then you can get that, then you can tab this back in the back, and it holds all this together, the leg. Be honest, and it's not difficult to transform. It's just a couple pieces in this on here. I'm sure hook too. I didn't do hook yet. I'm doing it on camera for the first time. I did everybody else before. Then you move this up like that, and you can move this down. Can move this up like that because these fit in. Move it down. Because it did fit once you got it up in here. It fit around here. So that was unclear in the direction. So it's definitely, you got to move this around with this, so it fits like that. So there's nothing wrong, just my incompetence on that part. Hook. So let's get these out of here just like you would. Oh yeah, these things come off. They do come off sometimes. These back. Move these back. Get these arms like this and out like this, and put them in here like that. Get this out of here. Right here, these things move in, legs out. Kind of move that up so you can move this out, and then you can get these legs out of here. Move that up, move this. Get these legs out of here. That's so you can deal with all of this. See this in here. Can't see that right here. Move these up, move them up, move this out here like that, move that down, move this out here like that. Right here, you want to get Devastator's head up and around and back down. Head reveal, face reveal. You can flip this over and you see it like this. Move these down just to get them out the way. There's a clipping hinge right there on both sides of the leg that you want to move up. That up into there like that. Same thing on here. Don't want to break it. Too late. Oh man. Is that a pin? I think a pin came out. That was my fault. Yeah, I hope that's not an issue. Yeah, this is there we go. A little easier like that. Flat all the way up. So we're like this. You have these right here where it can go on here, and then you slide them. So you put them in. And move it back. Yeah, this is not sure if it's broke or if it never was. Maybe it was glued on. There we go. But this piece came off, of course, because it's not on great. Like I said, I don't think it'll be a bother. So that's supposed to go like that. So you can move this up if you need to, and then put that on here. And then you can kind of see how it's supposed to be. Then move this down. I still got to clean it up some. Move that down, push this up. And then this goes down here and covers. And this is supposed to go down here. This should move up. You should have this like this as well. That's not hard. See if I can get this easier. So off camera, kind of got it. Then you move this up, and this is how you can tell where it should be. You might have to push the arms up a little bit to kind of peg this in. Everything should be square. Then you lift this, which I already did. These things come off. I may glue them on. Doesn't matter if they come off or not, or take them off completely. But then you lift this up, push this in, you pull the port out. The port has a double hinge, so you can tab it in there, and then it tabs in at the top. And everything should be good. You can check. This thing should be over his eye if you don't break it. Man, I don't know what I'm doing. This thing right here, move out, bring his gun out, move this back, move it back in. And that's why it has a scope. Or you can leave it out or leave it back. This still ain't 100%. Make sure these are up in here. The way to get them back up is you can push this all the way up and then move these if you have it to this point. Since I do, let me show you. Push that, and you can push these up in there. It may bring the arm off a little bit, but I think it's a small thing to do to get it back to this point. And then you're here. Then you can get it a little better situated. Now let's get these on here. If you put it all the way forward, you're good. Then you can just go through and do all of the cleanup work, like move this down here, get this in. You can move this if you're trying to see. Now these pegs peg back here. There's two pegs at the end that peg into there, and then there's a peg on this side that pegs over. See if you can see that. There you go. See it a little better. Push that in. It's really tight too. Same over here. Then once you do that, you have it where it needs to be. There you go. Then you can do this part. Move this in and move that down so you can see. Move that in there. Get it pegged on there. Move this up. Get this pegged on where it should be. Right there. Then you can move this back down. Here. Move this down. Peg it. Move this out if you did not. Move it down. Then move this up here and peg this in. Now everything should be lined up pretty good. Now you want this. This comes up here and can clamp on right there. It pegs. Does it peg anywhere else? It don't look like it. Well, the tires kind of encompass this little piece right here. And once you have this in the top down, you should be good. There we go. There we are. And it feels super stable. Things, and you peg them onto here. And then you clamp everything else around it. Then these right here clamp. They have pegs that peg on up here. You got the peg that two pegs that peg on down bottom, so it kind of keeps them all together. Peg this on up here. There you go, just like that. Right here, pegged on. There's two pegs here, same type of peg. Same thing for over here. Same type of deal. I won't show that. Once you get to this point, you know already. Do it on this side. You just slide this in. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, but it feels tight. Head upside down. What am I doing? But it feels tight enough. Little T's, bring in all the gun pieces. Tabs into the side right there. So there's a tab that has like a little thing that helps it. Let me show it on here. Right there, I believe that's where you tab it in. to that tab right there. Tabs here, tabs there. Tabs into the back, and then there's two things that tab into there. There you go. All the guns combine into one big gun. And here we are with the MECHA Legion Devastator. And it's pretty great. It's a great figure, especially for the money. I mean, man, this thing is nice. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do because of the upside down. Oh, I think these should be down and they should be tabbed in as well. I don't know what I did, but it helps keeping it secured. But yeah, like I was saying, I didn't think I would like this. It's pretty dope. It's a great take on Devastator, or opposite Devastator. I wonder if they did that to keep the all-in-one gimmick, because it's easier to just turn the treads into feet. But whatever the reason is that they did it, it's pretty nice, and it's a solid combiner. So let's get into all the things you want to see about the actual Devastator. Let's get an up close and personal look. Try not to hit the camera. All right, let's just move this back. What am I doing, bro? So you see, you can move that back. You see what he looks like. Get the close and personal on the head. See the face. Also, you had the visor. You can lift this up, get the visor popping. And you don't see nothing but my hand. Then you have the visor. I do quite like that look. See if I can show it a little bit closer. Face is dark. It's pretty stable. I think the least stable part is just, which, I mean, you can be critical if this is the least stable part, but it is. It's the ratchets on the thigh. Now, it doesn't create an issue yet, I don't think, but like the knees, everything is stable. In the back, even the back is pretty clean. Not too shabby back there. So let's get into articulation. Head goes down like that, goes up a lot. It's on an actual ball joint, so you get back and forth. This panel does come up sometimes. You can, like I said while I was transforming, you can move this thing every which way. You can actually turn it around like this if you would like. And if you would like to have it like that, you can move this to fill in that hole so it still looks like a shovel. I like it the other way, just so it's a little cohesive looking. Shoulder goes up. This moves so you can get the shoulder on this side at least 90 all the way out. Ratchets, really nice ratchets, good ratchets. Put this back down. Let me see on this side if it is impeded on this side due to this. Yeah, I guess you could move this like this, and you can get it up about the same. So yeah, that's cool that you can move this out the way. It's like the shoulder pads, kind of. Wonder if that's by design. It's cool whether it's not or is. 360, get the 360. I do like to show both sides on the combiners just because they are different vehicles and different things. So they might have different impediments, and this one does a little. It does hit a lot of stuff. You can't get around. Elbow is 90. Strong ratchet. Bicep swivel, 90 over there too. Fist, you can move up and down like this. Can spin it all the way around. You see he holds his gun really well. No complaints with that. Really tight. Fingers all articulated. You have all the knuckles that you would have as a human being. Waist, it can get caught on stuff. It's just this mainly, but so you can spin that around. No ab crunch, I don't think. Thigh on ratchet. Move this arm. Ratchets are, like I said, this is probably the most fail, but it is heavy. It's a lot. It does get to split, but it does fail. These skirts you can move up. You can also fold them in if you want, or fold them like that in order to get a bigger range. And you get all the way out. Again, that ratchet fails. It is heavy though. And you can get all the way back. Well, the tire hits, so you don't get all the way back. Then you get enough for a cabiner. Knees are almost at 90, so it is a little limited in the knees. And that's due to this tire back here. You do have thigh swivel right there. And the feet have rocker back and forth. You can get it down and up some. Not a whole lot. Let's compare some. Here's X-Trans bot. You can see how small or big this is. It isn't quite masterpiece size. Jimbao, which is a masterpiece, more masterpiece scaled with the kit. I do have the kit on there. And here's how he scales with Jimbao, which is more masterpiece size. Devastator. Like I said, I have the Light Toys kit on Jimbao. It may have been closer to the same size. Jimbao is probably a little bit bigger even without the kit, but you see how much bigger. In closing, like I said, this Devastator is pretty nice. It has a lot of playability. It is actually very stable and very, you know, there's a few things about it you gotta try to get into the right way, but for what it is, it's a great figure. Definitely recommend it. Price point was on point. You got a full, what, let me see, let me do the math. I say 80. It's usually 90 just about. So what you got, 180 and almost close to $300. 270, something like that. I'm trying to do the math in my head. So you got close to $300. I don't even think it's $200-300 yet with this figure, and you get a good cabana, especially if you're in the chug. Let me show some chug figures. I think I did not compare some chug figures. So you got these. You got Retgar, and we got Grimlock Studio Series. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, I know it's probably a long one, but I try to go through everything, and I'll get up with you in a next one. Peace.
You know, life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you're alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.